Karen's birthdays, it's time for Karen's birthday. Karen's birthdays, it's time for Karen's birthday. Karen's birthdays, it's time for Karen's birthday. Karen's birthdays, it's time for Karen's birthday.
What the hell? Let's take things home with Karen's birthdays. Karen's weekly look at the birthdays of those who make the movies. Take it away.
That theme is made by the great Mike Nichols, who's sitting in on the God mic tonight. Thank you, Michael. All right, so we're going to get things going by wishing a very happy birthday to Margot Robbie. Who turns 26.
Of course she does.
Yes, 26. And she can play anywhere from gorgeous to a plain Jane. She was originally an Australian actress. Did you guys know that she was Australian?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I did.
She
I've
appeared...
thoroughly researched her.
Always a surprise.
At the age of 18, she got her start in acting on a soap opera called Neighbors Down Under. And then she did that for like 300 episodes. Did that for a long time. Then she moved
10,000 hours.
That's right. She did all of her work down there. Then she moved to L.A. where she was in the ABC drama Pan Am. She was in
that show.
Short-lived, but it was enough to get the attention of people in Hollywood.
Based on the airline.
Yeah, well, based on the airline and corsets from the 60s. Then she got into About Time, starring Rachel McAdams and Bill Nighy, not the science guy. And, of course, The Wolf of Wall Street, where she comes to the door totally naked. And, Paul, she was in Whiskey Fango Foxtrot.
Whiskey Tango
Foxtrot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I loved her in that. That was really great. It was her and Tina Fey, and we had a really cool chemistry together. So she obviously can do comedy, too.
She's Harley Quinn.
And that's what I was just going to say. You have that to look forward to, though. It's interesting because she's going to play Harley Quinn, and the pictures are so sexy and crazy. It's insanity. But she actually auditioned for Susan Storm, the Invisible Woman in Fantastic Four, and that went to Kate Mara.
They screwed up again. Right?
I know you always
Blew
say that movie
again.
I'm sure it's Margot Robbie somewhere going, I'm okay.
It's okay.
They keep blowing it.
But she did. This is kind of interesting. She turned down the role of Sam in Birdman, that the unexpected virtue of ignorance, which eventually went to Emma Stone.
Oh,
so she turned that role down, but it's kind of neat because she beat out Emma Stone for the role of Jane in the upcoming Tarzan movie.
Oh, okay.
I do not see
either of them would have been good in either of those
movies.
Yep. Yeah.
Though I don't see them interchangeable as their look. It's such different looks.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think they're both very talented. It's interesting casting.
But she's perfect in The Amazing Spider-Man.
Right.
The short-lived.
Right. Weird. Yeah.
Andrew Garfield ones.
But so we want to wish her a happy birthday along with
another. Did you mention Focus?
Oh, I did.
Should be mentioned.
Right, Focus.
Very entertaining movie. It kind of gets out of control at the end.
With Will Smith, right?
But man, is that movie entertaining? Charming as hell. Looks great.
It says on IMDb that it got mixed reviews, but her reviews were all praiseworthy.
Yeah, the two leads are charming as hell.
Again, she's funny.
And Gerald McRaney is great in that movie.
Is he in that?
Oh, he's so great in that
McRaney.
movie.
Well, I want to wish another beauty happy birthday. That would be Mr. Dan Aykroyd.
Hey!
He turns 64, but he can play anywhere from a... what's that guy, Garvey?
Irvin Mainway?
Irvin Mainway.
Fred Garvin.
To a
Fred Garvin.
male prostitute. Right on
Not
through
amazing.
to a Ghostbuster. Right on through to driving.
You kill your own
around.
cow.
Yeah.
You cut your own steak.
But
You stun it. You got it.
oh my God! And also, didn't he play what's her face whenever she cuts herself and blood just goes everywhere?
Oh, God, yes.
Nonsense.
Oh, Julia Child.
That
Julia
is
Child sketch.
amazing.
Classic.
Oh, I just got the Dickens out of my thumb or
Just got the
something.
Dickens out of my thumb.
Oh my God! So anyway. He has a cameo going on in the new Ghostbusters movie that's being made, and he's also all about it, which makes me a little suspicious because I've seen his work as of late, and I'm not a big fan of his opinion anymore,
Yeah.
but let's hope for the best.
Aykroyd has been all about every version that's been written since Ghostbusters 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very much into
If
it.
there's a paycheck in it, he'll
Yeah.
believe anything.
He also wrote the 350-page draft that he initially turned into Harold Ramis and Ivan Reitman that had to be drastically rewritten.
Yeah, it
The one in
takes
space,
place in
right?
space. But I thought this was interesting because, on IMDb, you're never sure exactly who's writing your IMDb. And sometimes I think the actors are. I've had that happen in the past where it says some really strange stuff. But get this. On his IMDb, he has many medical things. He's ambidextrous, as evident by his left-hand writing experiments during the examination scene in Spies Like Us. So he had to learn to write with his left hand because they needed to in that scene. Then he's a victim of synctocatism, a birth defect that affects his eyes. Oh, wait, no. It affects his toes. They're fused together.
Yes.
So in Mr. Mike's Mondo video, he
Mr.
takes
Mike.
off his shoes and socks and reveals this abnormality where his feet are kind of
Webbed
webbed.
toes.
But then he was born with heterochromia, where one eye is blue and one is green. Again, all on IMDb.
Like Crazy Eyes Killer.
Most people,
A very groovy mutation.
most people would write what television shows and what movies they've been in, but he keeps continuing with this. And then, as a child in the early 1960s, he was diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome and Asperger's. And mostly that
What a
subsided
combo.
by the time
Jeez.
he was 14.
Have all of him to a party.
So all
The
of
fact that
that.
he's done anything is impressive.
Right.
I wasn't aware of what he was up against.
He has all of these abnormalities.
Good for him.
And lastly, on IMDb, I found this interesting because I had hosted some Razzie Awards this year. And he and M. Night Shyamalan are the only two men to
Easy for you to
direct
say.
themselves in performances that won a Razzie Award for Best Supporting Actor. Now, I ask you, what Razzie Award-winning movie did he direct?
I
Dan
can tell you.
Aykroyd. Yes? Anybody know?
Well, Vulcanvania was the original name of
Nothing but trouble.
Nothing But
Nothing
Trouble.
but Trouble with
yeah.
Demi Moore, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Chevy
what
Chase.
was the...
I worked on that movie.
Did you? I think that lost me a girlfriend. I swear.
It's not on my IMDb because I was working for Bill Young, the senior VP of feature production at Warner Brothers.
Wow.
But I worked on that movie. That movie was crazy. And
Crazy.
It was originally called Trick House.
Oh, I thought
Then
it was
Vulcanvania.
Vulcanvania.
It had
yeah.
like 8 titles.
Oh my God.
But the set was amazing because
Yeah.
all that set was built on the Warner Brothers lot.
I think it's a great-looking movie, great poster. I like the poster.
That movie is astounding. That is just like Neighbors. The Dan Aykroyd Neighbors.
Neighbors.
It is just anything can happen at any moment, unconnected to any. It's a miracle. It's a kind of a miracle of film, really. It's a
That's a crazy, crazy, crazy movie
It's insane.
that I hated.
yeah. So did America. I took a year-long girlfriend I had dated to that movie.
Yes.
That was the last movie we ever went to. I'm pretty sure she broke up with me
because of that movie. And then the last thing I wanted to say about his birthday, because he spends every Canada Day, also his birthday, which is July 1st, performing some sort of civic duty in Kingston, Ontario. And I find that just a very charming way to spend your birthdays, to do some service for other people.
He is a Canadian.
He's kind of Mr. Awesome. So the last thing I wanted to tell you is, Paul, you know how much I love when celebrities sing.
Oh, let me jump here and say, yes,
Yes?
Rob, there's 2 things people tell me about Karen Volpe. One is they ask her how her work is coming along on the Ghostbusters experience at the Las Vegas Hilton.
Oh, it's coming along
And
swimmingly.
the other thing is that, she says, they say to her, do you love to hear a celebrity sing? And she says yes.
I absolutely love it. And
I
this
did that
one,
backwards. I did a switch on
It's
that.
all right. It's usually Bart's bit, but
Yeah.
Paul's covering the best he can. I do want to say that I could have used anything. As a matter of fact, I found this crazy rap with Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd.
Do you remember that was a thing?
Yes, I own that soundtrack. I love Dragnet like crazy.
I
that
love
was a great summer
It
for
was
movies.
good, but I couldn't help. I had to go old school.
City of Crime. City of Crime. You didn't bring that?
No,
I can sing the whole thing.
No, good. I had to go old school, and we're gonna
Pep
give you.
Strebeck.
One of the
played
greatest years of
by-
all times for movies, 1987.
Oh,
Yeah.
Argue that to the grave.
Oh yeah.
Even
Lethal
though
Weapon,
I did like
RoboCop.
that very much, and there's tons of Dan Aykroyd singing, I'm gonna give you one of my favorite. It's a little Elwood Blues from Briefcase Full of Blues, a little Rubber Biscuit.
Goof on nothing but trouble as we may. This is gold.
Come on!
Right?
Bow, bow, bow.
Ah,